Good morning, happy Monday, or whatever day it is that you are watching this video. My name is Catherine and I am a fourth year PhD student studying history at The Ohio State University, and I just make content all about my life as a grad student. And today we are officially wrapping up the end of my third year. I did already turn in my final paper though, so I'm like, am I a fourth year? Like, when does that transition happen? Do I have to wait till the fall? We will see. Today I'm aiming, well, let's rephrase that. Today I will be finishing all of the remaining assignments that I have to grade. I've been grading for 2 classes this semester, a class on the history of warfare and then a class on modern European history, and I think just have like 4 assignments left to grade. I've been grading a lot the last few days, but I want to be sure that I'm in the right headspace and have the right energy to grade all the students and give good feedback. So I stopped yesterday before I finished out the last few, but that is what we are going to do today. And then today is April 30th, despite what this turtleneck would lead you to believe. It is not really sunny summer weather yet here in Columbus, which I'm a little salty about. But anyways, I would like to plan out the next month of my life. It's gonna get pretty hectic. I'm gonna be here for about 3 weeks, and then I will head down to Texas to begin preparing for my wedding festivities, which is very exciting. And then the month of June is gonna be pretty crazy with getting married, moving, and then going to Australia. So I would really like to just sit down and plan out my life and plan out kind of my goals for the next month in terms of my dissertation, the research, my trip to Australia. So that is what we are going to do today. But first up, I'd really like to get this grading done. So we are gonna do that first. So I have spent some time drafting up my list of accomplishments for my third year and my list of goals for my fourth year. I feel like at the end of this year, I've been feeling a little bit like I have nothing to show for it. Like, I finished my comprehensive exams pretty early compared to most people in my programs, and honestly a few people I've met at other programs as well. So my second year, it was like a huge accomplishment that I was able to finish those exams. So this year it's like, well, what exactly have I been doing for a whole year? And I know that I've been doing a lot. I also just thought of something else I did. So anyways, I thought that it would be extremely helpful for me to visually see what I've been doing. So to start off, I processed research from the archives. I spent 2 months last summer in Paris, and I really spent a lot of time transcribing the documents that I looked at, translating them, making sure that they are going to be usable for my research. So I spent a lot of time doing that. I presented at a conference this year, and I attended my first really big conference that wasn't a grad school, like grad student only conference, which for me was a really big deal because that's not something I had ever done before. And I also wrote another 30-page paper, which I don't know how much of that I will be able to use for my dissertation, but it is setting up a really good foundation, and there are for sure parts of it that I will be able to use either in an article that I write or one of the chapters that I'll begin working on this upcoming fall. I also connected with scholars in Australia, which was a really, really big priority of mine this last year, particularly as I kind of finished up writing my prospectus and realized all of the gaps I have when trying to do my project. So especially this last semester, I've been able to connect with scholars in preparation for my trip over to Australia this summer, and that is something that needed to be done, and I'm glad that I was able to prioritize that. And I applied for 6 grants. I received 2, and there's still 1 I'm waiting on. So I think I received 4 grant rejections. Those numbers are a little foggy, but I think the number is 3 rejections, 2 acceptances, and 1 both through the OSU, and then 1 don't know about yet. So still have not received any external fellowships, but hopefully that is on the way. And so I received 2 of those, and I plan the next phase of research for Australia and France. I've planned and booked my trip to Australia, or at least begun the planning for that. And also, here's a big thing, I graded for 4 classes. Now, usually you only TA for 1 class per semester, but both semesters I took on a supplemental assignment because I needed the money. I'm a broke grad student trying to plan a wedding and trying to plan an 2 international research trips where I did not receive a lot of grants for. And though I didn't know at the time that was why I would need the money, you know, we made it work. So that honestly ate up a lot of my time. Okay, so now we are going to pivot to my goals. Okay, so the last year I've seen a bunch of people who are doing their PhD and posting about their journey on the internet, keeping a daily PhD journal or log, and I think that would really help me in kind of tracking my daily progress and also keeping me accountable to be doing work for my PhD on the days that I've set out. So one of my goals is to keep a daily PhD journal, even if it's just like 2 lines about what I did. I will probably end up buying another moleskin notebook like this from Barnes & Noble, since I've almost filled this one up, and track my daily progress. My second thing that I would like to do is write 1 full chapter, hopefully 2, but we're probably just gonna keep that at write 1 full draft of my first chapter. And then I would like to plan and execute a 2-month trip to France. As you guys know, I've recently received some more funding. It is from OSU, though it's not from my department, so I don't know if I can consider that external, but very excited about that. And I will be able to take, I don't know if it'll be a full 2-month trip, but hopefully 6 to 8 weeks, depending on how much I can stretch my funding, and plan out that research trip. And then obviously apply for more grants, which isn't super exciting, but it's just something I'll need to do during my 4th year. And then I would like to present at 1 to 2 conferences. My goal for this next year is to present at a non-grad student conference. I've only presented so far at 2 grad student only conferences, and I want to kind of branch out and push myself further. So that is another goal of mine. And then work on drafting an article to be published, and that would probably be based on the papers that I've already written or a part of my first chapter. I don't want to have too many different writing projects going on, but I do want to start working on that, since articles take a really long time to get published and to go through that process, and it's something I'm going to need to do to be competitive on the job market. So those are my 4th year goals. I am a little scared to be a 4th year because for my 3rd year I felt like it was really easy to fall back on like, oh, I already took my exams, and have people be like, oh my gosh, I like can't believe you already took your exams. And I'd be like, yeah, and like now I'm just working on like research, but I don't even have a chapter written yet, which is totally okay, and I'm still definitely on track. But I feel like now is the time, like I need something to show for myself at the end of year 4. I will not be grading for more than 2 classes. I'm not taking on any supplemental assignments, and I can hopefully dedicate a lot more time to my research. But that is basically my 3rd year recap, my 4th year beginning. I've spent some time planning out my next month and writing everything down. The next month I'm going to prioritize gathering kind of all the intel I need for Australia, like when I specifically need to request documents, because for some of the archives I'm going to, I need to request the specific files and boxes like a month before. So the next few weeks are going to be prioritizing that, laying out a schedule, and yeah, just kind of taking a breath from the end of the semester. But that is pretty much the end of year 3. Thank you guys so much for watching and following along for the last 3 years. I'm really excited to see where this next year takes me. There are so many changes happening in my life this next 2 months, really. Well, I guess 3 months if you throw in the trip to Australia. So I won't have like a settled life until like late August. But I'm excited about everything, and I just appreciate the support you guys always show to me. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I always try and respond to you all as quick as I can. And if there's anything in particular that you would like to see, just let me know in the comments below. Until then, I will see you guys next time. Bye.